A Cold War is a war when fighting is not involved. Today I'm going to talk about the Cold War during the United States and the Soviet Union during 1945 and 1991. To what extent does public opinion within the United States affect nationalism towards external conflict during the Cold War? Good morning, my name is Luana Jamie. Public opinion within the United States positively affect nationalism during the Cold War because it brought society together during times of division, made people prepared to defend their country, and impact the population over the country due to common feelings for the nation. Public opinion brought society together during times of division because pushed people to make social changes and form reforms so that they could have change in the government. One example of that is the African American movement that happened during that time. This code says the government's Cold War policies could not achieve peace and freedom approach until they protect the lives and liberties of 15 million of its own Negro citizens. This shows that the reform was to make sure that the Negro citizens had their protection on their lives so that they could participate in the Cold War. Here's a photo taken in the day of the reform, and this impacts nationalism because this shows how many people are standing behind the protest. So public opinion made everyone come together in the same movement to ask for a change, and this shows how the nationalism is strong because we can see the impacts that public opinion had to bring people together. Public opinion also prepared the nation to defend their country. Because Cold War was a time where nuclear weapons was being developed, they had to be prepared for every decision, every situation. Nationalists made sure that everyone had to work for the same objective and everyone worked together to achieve what they needed to. This code says it creates opinions and general sentiments such as the ordinary practice of life and modifies whatever it does not produce by the Tocqueville from College Board stimulus. This code shows that public opinion had a direct impact on producing and not producing the goods necessary. As we know today, the goods was being produced and we had a bunch of nuclear weapons development, so this shows how the nationalism was even stronger in that time to make everyone work together the same goal. It also impacts people over the country due to common feelings for the nation. It helped because public opinion brought people together. They felt the need to help each other even more, which even caused more empathy for the nation. Right here, we can see a photo from Aji Ullah Jad. He was a Russian commissar that he would travel for Russia to European countries. The last time that he did that, the Russians didn't let him into the country again, and so the only thing that he had was to turn back to the Americas. The Americas was very welcoming and let him in, and this only happened to a Russian because nationalism was strong and they were prepared to welcome anyone that needed their help. Public opinion also had an impact on that because it showed people from other countries that they were a strong nation, and it showed to the country and to other countries that people were just humans. Even though there was the conflict happening, they were still humans. So this shows a good nationalism in the country to let a Russian into the country and help them. However, there was a time where people were too afraid to. They would make irrational decisions and they would turn on themselves and their friends. This code says Cold War was a time when friends and colleagues betrayed each other by cavil. This shows first-handed the betrayal that happened during the Cold War. even though it was in the Cold War, it was a difficult it was a difficult time for the nation, but still we can see betrayals and people doing that type of thing. So being the Cold War cannot explain that, and it showed other people to be strong and united. Some solutions for that is to use public opinion to have a positive impact on society, to make nationalism stronger and make everyone to work for the same objective. However, there are also limitations such as people may not want to contribute for that. They can use public opinion to only their favor, and they can be selfish and have negative intentions. In conclusion, public opinion has a positive influence on nationalism because it helps it to others to form a united country to form a good nationalism. It made people work towards preparing the country for defense and everyone doing the same thing together. It also impacts people by showing love and sense of empathy to their surroundings. This is my works cited page. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
I do have two questions for you. First question, excuse me. What evidence did you gather that you didn't use, and then why did you choose not to use it?
I searched about the Iron Curtain, and I did not decided to use that because it impacted a lot of European countries and not focuses on the United States.
Okay. And if you had more time, what additional research would you have conducted related to this issue?
I would research more codes from the Cold War. I wanted to find codes first-handed for the Cold War. I wanted to find codes from that time period. So if I had more time, I would definitely do that.
Okay.